Crazy Mike Show. Pow. Yo, what's going on? All right, let's talk about this Matrix, bro. Still don't have that quote. That's how bad of a damn content creator I am. And I butcher my damn words, bro. I get all tongue-tied and twisted. Oh, Lord. What are we doing, really? Hey, keep in mind, lady, you're old and shouldn't have a license. This mind is the matrix of all matter. Which mind, you say? This mind. I went to the gym. I made all kind of gains. The Hodge twins would be proud. Bro, I have a damn tendon. Is that the word? Tendon? I got tennis elbow or golfer elbow, or I forget what the other. Tendonitis sucks. That thing is strained or sprained or both. All right, the Matrix, bro. What's the Matrix for real? Matrix is your damn mind. All right. The word is never the thing. The word microphone is not the physical thing. The word tree is not the actual tree. So words act as a screen. All right? Follow me. The word is never the thing. Do you understand what I mean? The word shirt is not this. The word is never the thing. The actual. That being said, we think in words and in images. Words act as a screen that separate you from your experience. Whilst useful, a screen nonetheless. We need this screen to operate and function in this existence. To tell your mechanic your car is shaking, or to tell the Goy-Slop window you want a number 3, no sauce, something like that. So we need the words, but the word is never the thing, right? The words act as a screen. I'm going to repeat a little bit, or try to. Words act as a screen between yourself and your experience. All experience is limited, naturally. You know? Knowledge, experience, and memory make up the psyche, which is the me. That's what you are full of. Knowledge, whether inaccurate or correct or whatever, knowledge. Experiences, that's why I say we're limited. And memories, they're all kind of intertwined, kind of the same damn thing. Knowledge, experience, memories. That is the content of your consciousness and what makes up your consciousness. Right? So, can that be dissolved? If it could, you would be pretty much where you were when you were born. A fresh sponge, meaning your mind, because our brain acts kind of like a sponge, or even a camcorder or a video camera. When we wake up, we're recording till we go back to sleep, right? So, can this content be dissolved as much as you can? Can you see that for what it is? Because it was a living thing then, the experience. But now, it is merely an ethereal fart in your head, so to speak. It's not here, present anymore, you know? So yeah, if you know the word is never the thing, and your knowledge, experience, memory, though useful at times and necessary, can it be dissolved nonetheless, at least momentarily? Perhaps this moment. If you could go, when you no longer name, microphone, shirt, tree, no longer thought functioning as knowledge about what you are observing. Obviously, right now it's myself. When you no longer name, when you no longer thought, and you're referencing your knowledge functioning, is there a space between the observer and the observed? Go a little more deeper into it. In that interval of space is time, right? The time it takes to cover, to see that thing. And in this interval of space, there is all kinds of ideas that actually prevents me from seeing the fact of that thing, the truth of it. Again, the actual. So again, can this be dissolved? Can you put all this I've said thus far together and see with new, fresh eyes, free and clear of knowledge, experiences, and memory? Mind you, you're knowingly or not, go about, most everybody goes through life where it's reinforced, like we're programmed, conditioned to go through life naming, whatever you want to call it, judging, projecting our shit onto the exterior. But if you could dissolve all that conditioning and programming, you will find that there is no separation. All right? And this is the coolest shit you could ever fucking learn. This is the best shit smoking. All right? Because if you do understand what I'm saying, though you might not like my voice or my vocabulary or how the delivery, así viene el sandwich. Que sandwich ni sandwich. And I've got things to do, but I've got content to make too. So, yeah. I know you know the Tupac song, Staring at the World Through My Rear View. I'm not certain, but there was a man with another cool ass quote. Not the one about the Matrix. That one's by Max Planck. If you could look that up, maybe a side note kind of. Max Planck has a quote about the Matrix. That's what it is. All right? Check that out. Max, Planch, I believe. This mind is the matrix of all matter. Okay? We are all this mind. You understand? So we're actually looking at reflections of ourselves in each other, diluted by limited experiences and opinions and bull crud. You understand? You know? And we're all alone together. So you're not alone in being alone. You understand? Alone comes from all one. You dig? When you're dolo, which means by yourself in some hoods, that's when you can most really be all one. Because you can know this to the maximum and talk about it with your bestest pal, but it never hits the same because thought shoots off into another direction and pulls this way, and the conversation will never be square, really settled the way it will if you could just settle yourself. Because you could talk people's ear off about it and then it'll lead to another, but what about this? But then they don't realize they're just referring to what I'm talking. They're referring to an experience or knowledge or memory, or they'll want to theorize and shit. But the point is, all time is now. Not to be Edgar Tolle or whatever his name is about it, with the guy that wrote The Power of Now. I'm not trying to be all like that, but if you think about it, that's really what it is. All we ever really have is this moment. That's why Albert Einstein said reality is merely an illusion, albeit a persistent one. I believe albeit means it's just that, or something like that. It's just that it's a persistent one. So we're kind of like remember those old school projectors they used to project onto the movie theater walls, onto the screen or whatever? It's kind of like that. We're constantly, but it's like in reverse because we're getting, every time we blink, it's like a new scene, right? I might be falling off here. Hold up. How do I say it, bro? Like this, that clap is gone, bro. Like it never happened. It only lives now in our mind. The same way our mind is the storehouse of all mankind. Because history is great and all, and you can learn from it, sure. But if you don't know a certain chapter in the history book, then what good? That chapter is as if it never happened if you don't know it. Sure, people around might know it, but it's as good as it has never happened if you don't know it. And there's plenty. We're surrounded by people just like this. Ignorant, not to say it negatively, because it might not be their damn fault. The same way if a guy is born in India and he never got the word, the gospel, right? But people that got the gospel want to go over there and save him or think he's doomed. That's now I'm just tying that into the whole why organized religion don't make sense for me. But yeah, the word is never the thing. Let that marinate for real. Try to go about your day with that and try to see what I'm talking about. You could project your words and names onto objects, right? But in a real way, you're diluting a beautiful thing, because holy means whole, and your brain isn't whole if you're fracturing reality by doing this. And this is what we do. And even you can again, you can understand this to the max. We just revert right back to our conditioning. That's kind of the game, unfortunately. Like our brain has like grooves in it from repetition. The same way if you keep hitting a damn rock, you know what I mean, with a tiny little hammer, it's gonna eventually chip-a-roo. No, it's going to chip away at it. That's how our brain is. So we fall right back into the groove of the regular and revert back to our regularly scheduled programming. But I'm telling you, if you could see what I'm saying, do what I'm doing, it's dope, bro. Cause then rather than being your mind being fractured, you could be holy. The real holy, the real religion. See, this is why I'm saying I'm Morpheus, baby. But no, don't be upset or like hating for it. Like, oh, you're not Morpheus, you're not him. Because all I'm saying is I'm you. If you see what I'm saying, that's real. Because once you turn this video off and go about your business, this is as good. Again, this is history. And you, whose history is it? Who's the storehouse of mankind? It's you, because you peep game. And I'm giving you some game. But you're going to go talk to your friends and your family. I'm nowhere to be seen. So where do I live then? Well, I'm the way our brains function. I'm in your flipping noggin. And everything in your flipping noggin is basically you. You know what I mean? So I'll just leave that there for now. But dang, I hope these people don't want to go too much. I'm trying to post up somewhere. Yeah. That's why a truly religious mind doesn't, you know what I mean, kiss walls or bow north or, you know what I'm saying, do any gestures. That's all mechanical. If you're really holy, meaning whole, again, WHOLE, to be clear, Fruit Loop, you can't get no more whole than that when you see there is no separation. It's just tricky in a world of people surrounded by people that don't know this. So it's time for your boy to wake everybody up. But it ain't easy because people real deep sleep, bro. This is foreign. This is rare. This is yeah, all that. So if you're a whole human being, this is the real game. Then there is no separation. All one. Be alone with that. And when you apply what I'm saying and don't move away or run away from it, and it's like holding a precious jewel in your hand. You see all the beauty of that jewel. Don't deny it. Don't try to rationalize. It's a fact, what I'm telling you. Now, if you're doing this, you may have questions. But how is this? And then your brain starts running. That's cool. But don't worry about all that just yet. Just hang on to what I'm telling you. And dang, I wanted to say one more thing, but what was it? Give me a second. Well, yeah. That's a real religious mind, a holy mind, a holy person, a whole person, you know? But yeah, not you think our leaders, so-called leaders and all the world running people, they're not on this level. They don't see that. They don't haven't seen this really. So that's why we're fractured. Is that the word I want to keep using? Fractured? I mean, yeah, I guess that works. That's why the world is in pretty much in shambles, because we all aren't going about it like each other, like we are one another. When you know, that doesn't mean you physically identify with what you observe, but the observer psychologically is the observed. And it takes two to tango, or something like that. But nonetheless, whether they know it or not, they could blow this mother effer up and blow themselves up. That's why the golden rule is so cool. That's why for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, because that's why most people get theirs. If they do something real bad to somebody, you'll find they usually get it back, in one way or another. Most of the time, I think. I mean, I don't know why all that, but that I know. The observer is the observed. If there is no experiencer, is there an experience? Of course not. So the experience and the experiencer are the same. And stuff like that. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll be back. Oh, by the way, I made that like 2 days ago. And I kind of got sidetracked before saying, yeah, Tupac made that song, Staring at the World Through My Rear View. Great song. And there was a Canadian philosopher, shoot, don't know his name, but he has a good quote. It's like, we drive into the future using only our rear view mirror. And that kind of ties into what I was talking about, how, we go through life and only have our experience, knowledge, and memory to reference. So nothing's ever new, kind of, because we tie it all into the old mind. But yeah, try to see everything anew and dissolve the psyche. And yeah.